this demonstration is for exact words and being specific and also looking at all the aspects.
Okay.
But we can also do a disproportionate response you've had to something or any memory. I know before you said when we were working on a car accident, you said you had a few.
Yeah.
Is there one you'd like to knock off?
Yeah, there's one we can knock off.
Uh-huh.
So that was when I first started nursing, and I was I was in the first 2 weeks of training, which is in the classroom, and I was on my push bike riding home, and I got hit by a car.
How old were you?
I was 17, and I ended up in the middle of the road at sort of 5:30 at night with a broken leg.
Alright, so let's go back. And so you're riding home?
Yep.
After work?
Yes.
What sort of clothes and stuff did you have?
I had jeans and a t-shirt.
Was it a hot day?
It was a hot day. It was December. Yep. Summer. And so I was riding along
jeans and a t-shirt.
Jeans and a t-shirt, and my bag on the back of the bike.
And it's about 5:30.
5:30, so lots of traffic. And I was riding down a little slope, not very slopey, and coming to an intersection just near the parkland. So by the time you get over that intersection, you're kind of a bit more freestyling, less traffic. So coming to the intersection, and there was no cars travelling in the same direction as me, but there was a car opposite me turning right into the other street. And the driver of the car didn't give way to me and saw that there was no cars there, so just basically ran into the side of the bike.
Okay, so even though I was riding home after work,
and it
was a hot summer December day, around about 5:30, and I had a t-shirt and jeans on, and my bag at the back, and I was riding down through the traffic, and I just had to get past the parkland and the crossing there.
And I'm just getting past the crossing to the parklands.
There was no cars on my side. But then a car decided to turn. Didn't see me. And I hit the side of the car. I hit the side of the car.
Actually, the car hit the side of me.
The car hit the side of me. Which side?
Right side.
The car hit the right side of me. What colour was the car?
White.
That white car hit the side of me.
The white car hit the side of me.
The right side of me. I can still feel the impact. I can still see the car coming. Coming towards me. It didn't see me. And it's driven right into my right side. That white car, I can still see it coming. I can still feel the impact. What did that feel like?
Ugh.
that ugh feeling.
That ugh feeling.
On my right side. I can still feel it. The cells on my right side still remember it. And I want to release it. That ugh feeling. When that white car turned right in the intersection. Saw there were no cars coming. Didn't see me coming. And drove right into the right side of me. And it was that ick feeling. And I can still feel it in the right side of my body. So where did you feel it the most?
My leg, broken leg.
Whereabouts?
The front of my right leg, also this whole bit. The whole leg. Lower leg, below my knee. To my knee and my ankle.
Okay. I can feel my leg break.
Yes, I can feel my leg break.
Between my knee and my ankle.
Correct.
On the outside of my right leg.
Correct.
I can still feel it.
The
cells of my bones and body remember it.
My cells of my bones and my body remember it.
And I'm asking my body to release it.
And let it go.
I can still feel my bones breaking. From my knee down to my ankle.
From my knee down to my ankle.
On the outside of my right leg.
On the outside of my right leg.
That white car.
That white car.
Turning right.
Turning right.
Right into me.
Right into me.
Right into my right side.
Right into my right side.
Breaking my leg.
Breaking my leg.
From my knee down to my ankle.
From my knee down to my ankle.
That yuck feeling.
That yuck feeling.
My bones breaking.
My bones breaking.
Letting my bones know they're okay now.
Letting my bones know they're okay now.
And it's time to process and release that yuck feeling.
And it's time to process and get rid of that yuck feeling.
Even when I remember seeing that white car coming towards me.
Even though I remember seeing that white car coming towards me.
Releasing and letting go of that panic.
Releasing and letting go of that panic.
Seeing that white car coming towards me.
Seeing that white car coming towards me.
It's going to run into me.
It's going to run into me.
There's nowhere to go.
There's nowhere to go.
It's going to hit me.
It's going to hit me.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Under the arm. That yuck feeling.
That yuck feeling.
When it hit me and broke my leg.
When it hit me and broke my leg.
So back to the karate chop point. So saying all that, is there anything else that comes up, or is anything stand out more than any?
There's a few things. Going over the bonnet of the car.
Right.
Landing on my head.
Right.
Losing my teeth.
Okay.
Trying to walk.
On a broken leg? Yeah, that's more than a yuck feeling. All right. Let's go.
Oh my god. And the flies.
Oh, flies.
There's always bugs.
Alright, so let's go back to you're gonna laugh now. Alright, so that yuck feeling.
Yuck.
When I could feel my leg break.
I could feel my leg break.
Did you hear anything?
Not that I remember.
Okay, I don't remember hearing anything.
I don't remember hearing anything.
But I do remember feeling going over the bonnet.
I remember feeling going over the bonnet.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And my body.
And my body.
And I ask my body to process and release it now.
And I ask my body to process and release it now.
All the way back to the accident.
All the way back to the accident.
When I was 17.
When I was 17.
Riding home from work.
Riding home from work.
With my t-shirt and jeans.
With my t-shirt and jeans.
That white car.
That white car.
It saw there was no cars coming.
That saw there was no cars coming.
But it didn't see me.
But didn't see me.
And drove right into my right side.
And drove right into my right side.
I can feel my bones break.
I can feel my bones break.
From my knee down to my ankle.
From my knee down to my ankle.
On the outside of my right leg.
On the outside of my right leg.
I can feel myself being thrown across the bonnet.
I can feel myself being thrown across the bonnet.
And landing on my head.
And landing on my head.
That feeling of landing on my head.
That feeling of landing on my head.
What was going through your mind when you landed on your head?
No mind.
No mind? What was happening?
Just slowed time.
That slowing of time.
That slowing of time.
Like everything's moving in slow motion.
Like everything's moving in slow motion.
I can see myself moving in slow motion.
I can see myself moving in slow motion.
Being thrown across the bonnet.
Being thrown across the bonnet.
And landing on my head.
And landing on my head.
Processing and releasing it.
Processing it and releasing it.
That slow motion.
That slow motion.
Going across the bonnet.
Going across the bonnet.
Like watching a video.
Like watching a video.
Pressing fast forward.
Pressing fast forward.
Seeing it going, speeding up.
Seeing it speeding up.
No longer in slow motion.
No longer in slow motion.
And there I am on my head.
And there I am on my head.
What happened next?
Trying to stand up and get off the intersection.
I'm on the intersection.
I'm on the intersection.
That's not good.
Not a good place to be.
I need to move.
I need to get out of here.
Trying to get up.
Trying to get up.
What did that feel like?
Like no tension in the muscles of my leg. So it's like an elastic band that's gone.
That elastic band.
That elastic band.
That's gone.
Yeah. No tension.
There's no tension in my leg.
Yeah.
My leg's like an elastic band.
That's right, like an elastic band.
Just like in a cartoon.
Like a cartoon.
I've got a cartoon leg.
I've got a cartoon leg.
I've got an elastic band for a leg.
Elastic band leg.
And I can't stand on it.
Well, I can't stand on it.
I'm trapped in this intersection.
I'm trapped in the intersection.
It's not good.
It's not good.
I'm trying to move and
I'm
I can't.
trying to move. I think it's a good idea to lie down.
Okay. So I tried to... So
I lay down.
I can't go anywhere with an elastic band. It's a bit difficult.
It's a bit difficult.
Laying down in the intersection.
Laying down on the intersection.
What happened next? What's going on through your mind?
Flies.
All the flies.
Flies on my face.
Flies on my face?
Yeah, there's blood on my face.
Ah, blood on my face.
Blood on my face.
It's hot.
It's hot.
There's
sun's in my eyes.
Sun's in my eyes.
There's a policeman though.
There's flies and then there's a
policeman with his hat. And he was shielding my eyes from the sun.
Uh-huh.
And then waiting for the ambulance.
Uh-huh. There's a policeman there.
Yeah.
I'm lying in the middle of the intersection with my elastic leg. And all the flies.
And all the flies.
And then the policeman comes.
And the policeman comes.
And shades
my eyes from the sun.
From the sun with his hat.
Yeah.
Waiting for the ambulance.
Asking me questions.
Asking me questions.
Do I know where I am?
Do I know where I am? Yeah, I'm in the middle of the intersection. Is that what you said? Do I know where I am?
Leg.
Do I know where I am?
And do I know where I am? Do I know my name? What's my name?
What's your name?
Yeah.
Do you know where you are?
Do you know where you are?
Laying in the middle of the intersection.
Is there someone we can phone in?
Is there someone we can phone?
Yeah.
What's the feeling in your body when he's saying that?
Relief.
Relief?
Yeah.
That relief?
Relief. That it was alright.
Mm-hmm. What did you say to him? Relief, I'm alright.
I said, I think my leg's broken.
I think my leg's broken. I've got an elastic leg.
Can you call my sister?
Can you call my sister?
Yeah. My parents lived overseas.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think my leg's broken.
Yeah.
Can you call my sister? Mm-hmm. That relief.
That relief.
That the policeman's there.
Yeah.
He's called an ambulance.
He's called an ambulance. I'm not going to get run over.
He's shading my eyes.
He's shading my eyes and shooing the flies.
And shooing the flies.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get run over.
Yeah.
And he's going to call my sister.
Yeah.
That relief.
That relief.
I'm not going to die now.
I'm not going to die now.
I'll be okay.
I'll be alright.
So what else came?
Ambulance.
The ambulance. So did you hear it coming?
Yeah,
first?
I could hear the ambulance.
I could hear the ambulance.
I could hear the ambulance coming.
I could hear it in the distance.
I think the policeman was secretly glad.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember that.
Do you remember his face?
No.
I remember thinking the policeman's glad.
Yeah.
The ambulance is coming.
Yeah.
I remember thinking the policeman's glad.
I remember thinking the policeman's glad.
The ambulance is coming.
The ambulance is coming.
I can hear it.
I can hear it.
He can hear it.
He can hear it.
We're both glad.
We're both glad.
The ambulance is coming.
The ambulance is coming.
Hearing the ambulance.
Hearing the ambulance.
What else happened?
The feeling of getting on the stretcher.
Mm-hmm. So who put you
going back to the hospital, which I thought was hilarious. Same hospital.
Putting me on the stretcher.
Putting me on the stretcher.
Taking me back
to the hospital I'd just come from. We thought that was funny.
Just come from. Without my bike.
Without my bike.
With my elastic leg.
With my elastic leg.
And the blood on my face.
And the blood on my face.
And no flies.
And no flies.
Grateful
for no flies.
There's no flies on me.
No flies on me.
Going back to the hospital.
Going back to the hospital I just come from.
So they called your sister?
They called my sister.
So what else do you feel? That feeling of being put on the stretcher, what does that feel like?
Kind of okay. That feels good, actually. Good.
I'm in safe hands?
I'm in safe hands. I know where I'm going.
I know where I'm going. I'm in safe hands.
Yeah.
I've got a broken leg.
Everything's going to be alright.
Everything's going to be alright.
Yeah.
They're calling my sister.
Calling my sister.
Going back to the hospital.
Going back to the hospital.
I'm in safe hands.
I'm in safe hands.
Everything's going to be alright.
Everything's going to be okay.
And what next?
Then I don't remember much because they must have given me something for pain. And then the next thing I remember is my aunt and my sister being there and then both fainting. Which is when I knew it was bad.
So you remember seeing their faces?
I remember seeing their faces. I remember looking at them. And then going, oh, hi. And then them just going, ugh. Which meant, because they was probably because of my face, probably. It would have been swollen by then, I reckon.
I remember seeing my aunt and my sister.
I can remember seeing my aunt and my sister.
And their faces.
And their faces. And the shock on their faces.
The shock on their faces.
Yeah.
And seeing them faint.
Faint.
Wondering what I must look like.
Yeah, wondering what I must look like.
I accept myself.
I accept myself.
And the fear and shock on their faces.
And the fear and the shock on their faces.
And the response in my body.
And the response in my body.
I wonder what I must look like.
I wonder what I must look like.
It mustn't be good.
It mustn't be good.
I can see the shock on their faces.
I can see the shock on their faces.
The shock on their faces.
The shock on their faces.
My aunt and my sister.
My aunt and my sister.
All the worry on their faces.
All the worry on their faces.
That made me worry as well.
That made me worry as well.
Where can you feel that in your body? When you see the shock on their face?
In my throat.
The shock 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 in my throat.
When I see the shock on their faces.
When I see the shock on their faces.
All that shock in my throat.
All that shock in my throat.
All my worry in my throat.
All my worry in my throat.
When I see the worry in their faces.
When I see the worry in their faces.
All the emotion in my throat.
All the emotion in my throat.
All the shock.
All the shock.
All the shock.
All the shock.
When I see their faces.
When I see their faces.
And I see them faint.
And I see them faint.
Wondering what my face looks like.
Wondering what my face looks like.
Is that what came up?
Yeah.
All the shock.
All the shock.
Wondering what my face looks like.
Wondering what my face looks like.
I knew I had an elastic leg.
I knew I had an elastic leg.
But I didn't know what my face looked like.
But I didn't know what my face looked like.
It must look pretty bad if they're fainting.
It looked pretty bad when they're fainting.
All the worry and shock in my body.
All the worry and shock in my body.
What does my face look like?
What does my face look like?
All the worry and shock in my body.
All the worry and shock in my body.
In my throat.
In my throat.
When I remember seeing the look on their faces.
When I remember seeing the look on their faces.
The look on my aunt's face.
The look on my aunt's face.
The look on my sister's face.
The look on my sister's face.
Both of them fainting.
Both of them fainting.
Both of them fainting.
Both of them fainting.
So how did that feel when they fainted and you're lying there going,
I think it shocked me.
It
shocked it because I kind of was okay. I think all years maybe because I didn't have any pain. I didn't have any other than the sensation. It was the shock when I saw that demonstrated in them.
Yeah. The shock hitting me.
The shock hitting me.
Their shock
hitting me.
I was on medication.
I was on medication.
I just knew I had a gummy leg.
I just had a gummy leg.
I didn't realise my face was bad.
I didn't realise my face was bad.
Until I saw their faces.
Until I saw their faces.
And the shock on their faces.
And the shock on their faces.
That really worried me.
That really worried me.
That's when the shock hit me.
That's when the shock hit me.
That's when my worry hit me.
That's when my worry hit me.
Asking my throat to process and release it now.
Asking my throat to process and release it now.
Asking my eyes to process and release the shock.
Asking my eyes to release it now, the shock.
That I saw on their faces.
That I saw on their faces.
Releasing it from my eyes.
Releasing it from my eyes.
Releasing it from my throat.
Releasing it from my throat.
I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Releasing the shock.
Releasing the shock.
In my eyes and my throat.
In my eyes and my throat.
When I saw their faces.
When I saw their faces.
And the shock on their faces.
And the shock on their faces.
When they fainted.
When they fainted.
Looking at me.
Looking at me.
I'm the one who's been hurt.
I'm the one that's been hurt.
And they're fainting.
And they're fainting.
How does that feel for you?
Much better. Well, I just realised something else, that no one would let me go near a mirror the entire time I was in hospital, which was 6 weeks.
So it must have been pretty bad.
It must have been bad. Yeah.
So what was it, grazing and
swelling? No, I broke these 3 teeth.
That's right.
And I took the skin off to about here. So my lips were all swollen and black eyes and that sort of stuff. So it looked worse than it actually was. But every time everyone came in to visit me, they all just went weird and, fainted or had to leave the room. It was not inspiring a lot of confidence.
And you couldn't have a mirror.
So
what did you think? Oh my God, I must look hideous.
I know. And I could feel the broken teeth with my tongue. But,
okay. So even though,
whoops, even though
I could feel the broken teeth with my tongue.
I could feel the broken teeth with my tongue.
And they wouldn't let me have a mirror.
And they wouldn't let me have a mirror.
And I didn't feel like I was in that much pain. They gave me medication for that. But every time someone came to visit. They'd keel over. Which really worried me. What was my face looking like? I accept myself. And all my worry. When they wouldn't let me have a mirror. For those 6 weeks. And when everyone kept coming in and fainting. Releasing all my worry. Everyone kept coming in. And I could see the look on their face. Before they turned pale and fainted. Or had to leave. Worried about my face. What I'd done. What that white car had done. All the blood on my face. If it looked that bad. No wonder that policeman wanted the ambulance there. No wonder there was flies. No wonder there were flies. Luckily my face healed.
And I've got a good dentist.
Stepping back in time. To tell that me back then. I'm her from the future. And you're going to be okay. You do look a bit of a mess. But it's all going to heal.
It's all going to be fine.
You've got a great dentist. And your skin heals fine. So don't worry about all these weak people coming in and fainting.
Don't worry about all these weak people coming in and fainting.
You're going to be fine.
You're going to be fine.
I'm letting her know she's going to be fine.
I'm going to be fine.
Even when she sees people come in and faint.
Even when I see people coming in and faint.
Or turning out. Or walking out. Even when they won't let you have a mirror.
Even when they won't let me have a mirror.
You're going to be okay.
I'm going to be okay.
I am okay.
I am okay. More than okay. Thank you. That's good. Yeah.
So that's a little bit of quantum at the end, where you just go back and let that you back then know that everything's okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
So although I used a lot of exact words, I also put some stuff in, and you bring in a bit of the humour to break it up.
Yeah.
But I was still keeping on track with what was going on, and asking you more questions and keeping the words exact.
Yeah. That's good.
Well done.
That's a long time ago.
One more crash out of the way.